Not many hosts make people sit on hold as long as I do sometimes, but other hosts don't go into a fourth hour of overdrive to get to the calls either. We just had 3 guests on. That's why we're going to you a little bit late. Thank you so much, Frank in Michigan. You're on the air. Welcome to the airwaves.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Pretty good, brother, talking to you.
That's good. Hey, I appreciate you taking my call, and I want to be sincere when I tell you this, that my whole family, they pray for you and your family and all your crew, and we appreciate everything you do.
Brother, I appreciate you.
Well, you know, I just had to shout it out there. I have a couple comments. One about the Bradley Manning verdict, and a very short story I thought you would be interested in.
Sure.
That happened to me yesterday. But the thing that really bothers me about the Bradley Manning verdict today, I really think that the DOJ kind of put themselves in a trick bag with this, and I'll explain why. Eric Holder, he sent a letter to Putin saying that Snowden would be treated fairly and everything would be great if he came back to the U.S. And you see a verdict like this, and then you see a DOD public relations video saying everybody has to come out with the truth because alternative media is getting us on this. And but what's interesting about the public relations video, my take on it, it's very contradictory because it's saying, you know, we want the truth, but from today's verdict, we're going to prosecute anyone who tries to expose the truth.
No, I agree with you. It is a psyop, but it shows they're collapsing if they're having to go, we know you know we're liars, but we promise we'll be truthful now. It was more about internal morale, because the average person in psyops thinks they're manipulating things for a greater good. Now they know that's not true. And it doesn't matter how many robots or combat drones they've got. Once they've lost the moral authority, a tyranny cannot continue unless you're carrying out a Roman extermination model. And many ancient cultures did this, where they're going to just kill most people. And that's what Brzezinski wrote in his book that came out this year. He said, I forget the exact quote. You can search it and it comes up. It was quoted in newspapers. It used to be, you know, the time has now come where it's less expensive to kill 1 million people than to convince them. And he goes on to say, we can't convince them anymore. We got to look at killing everybody. And people are like, that sounds crazy. This guy's crazy. I didn't say that. Brzezinski said that. People better figure this out. He helped orchestrate the Khmer Rouge and bragged and wrote 2 books I've read. And the quotes are public about, I couldn't fund the Khmer Rouge to kill, 3 million people. I couldn't fund them, but I let another group fund them or something like that. He brags that like I didn't, I forget the exact quote. It's something like, I won't kill 3 million people and America won't, but we'll fund the Khmer Rouge to do it, basically. I mean, you can go look that stuff up, and it's all these little games they play. But great points, Frank. Anything else?
Yes. Well, I think it validates Snowden's concern about coming back to the U.S. I really do, and I hope Putin, takes all this into account, especially today, and so, geez, he's got some valid points. But I want to give you a quick story, if I could, and this is kind of off topic, but I have 2 small children. I have a 10-year-old and I have a 15-year-old, 2 daughters, and yesterday I took them to my dentist.
Hold on, don't hang up. Don't hang up. I'm going to come back to you, Frank, to tell your story.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.
We're taking your phone calls right now, and then I've got a few big tidbits of news I want to hit on here briefly. Stuff like this. Police let gypsy family stay in couples 30,000 pound, that's about $50,000, stolen caravan bus because moving them out will breach their human rights. Unbelievable. In fact, if you click on the link, we can even show people the photo of their travel wagon that got snatched. That's right. And in England, if you fight back in your own home while being murdered, you're arrested. I mean, I'm not joking. This is the social engineering. And there was their travel trailer. Bye-bye, that ain't yours no more. Oh, hey, don't be bigoted. It's not yours anymore. Let's go to Frank in Michigan. Frank, you're on the air, sir. You were starting to tell a story about taking your children to the dentist. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I took my two daughters to the dentist yesterday for a basic checkup, and it's just basic checkup, and they wanted to give them fluoride treatments. And I told them absolutely not. I'm not allowing it, and you're not going to do it. All of a sudden, when I rose this up, I probably had 6 people come to the front desk telling me that this is something that has to be done, and it's great for their teeth, and it promotes tooth.
Oh no, they do that with vaccines and fluoride. My dad's a dentist. And if somebody wants one, he'll give them one. And it's actually true that topically, every once in a while, fluoride actually gets into the teeth and can harden them. But when you do it internally, and the American Medical Association and the American Dental Association now admitted this for 7 years, it actually causes dental fluorosis and in development of children a chalkiness to the teeth because it overdoes it. Plus, the type they put in the water is the toxic hydrofluorosilicic sodium fluoride, not the calcium fluoride. Like beyond tangy tangerine, I don't think it says it on the label, but it's got some microscopic amounts of calcium fluoride, which you actually need. You need some of the naturally occurring forms in just super microscopic amounts of things like arsenic, apples, and the seeds in them have a cyanide-based system. That's why they say take the different type of plant seeds like cherry pits. They turn those into an anti-cancer drug that actually works because it's got an organic molecule associated with cyanide that kills fast-growing cells. So there's a lot of stuff there. But overall, they got fluoride mandated, 20-something years ago in Canada. I'm telling you for an informational, for new audiences. And the guy got it promoted saying you need some regular fluoride. He didn't know it was the toxic fluoride. So now that famous dentist that got it passed in Canada has been against it the last few years. That's why it's getting repealed all over Canada. But go ahead. So they come over and start saying, you got to do this, you got to do this. What happens next?
And I said, well, I'll tell you what, because I kind of prepared for this. So I already had one of your YouTube videos set up. And I said, well, I want you to watch this, and then you tell me whether or not I should do this to my kids. So I played a short video. It was about a 5-minute video about fluoridation and, dealing with fluoride treatments. And it completely counteracted everything they were trying to tell me. The funny part was there was about 10 people in the waiting room, and they all were listening to it.
And there you go. And if we would all just do that, we'd win in a matter of months. If we all got loud in public or just gave people informationals or gave them InfoWars magazines or played them videos, if not mine, somebody else's, with medical doctors, talking about fluoride. And again, there's always a grain of truth to it. If you didn't have some calcium fluoride in your diet, you will end up getting degenerative diseases and dying. So you do need some fluoride, but not hundreds and hundreds of times what the recommended dose is, and not the wrong kind from chemical plants. I mean, it's amazing. Well, so, yeah.
Type of fluoride they were treating my children with, so I was very leery about it. So once I played this, and people in the waiting room started hearing it, they were like, hey, wait a minute. My kids are supposed to get that today. Hey, wait a minute. No, we don't want that either. So there's about 8 people that came up to the desk and said, we're not doing this either.
Well, I remember when I was in kindergarten, and my dad had just graduated from dental school. I remember that. And I remember they would give us little red pills a few times a year as a fluoride treatment to put in our mouth and suck on. And I remember always my mom picking me up after school in that silver Super Beetle they had, and Volkswagen. And I remember whenever I would get those, like not being able to walk, falling down, my mother having to come get me one time. I mean, how obvious is that? And I was like, oh, red candy. Here, let me suck on that. Boom. Throwing up on the ground an hour later. God bless you, sir. Good job. That's an exciting phone call right there. Martin in Illinois. Oh, by the way, on the Illinois news, they have begun gun confiscation in Illinois. I hadn't got to that, but it's on Infowars.com. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good, brother. Thanks for holding.
I appreciate everything you do. I'm actually a Michigan native. I'm in Illinois right now, pushing a petition, and this place is a mess. The people here have been such brainwashed for so long that it's acceptable for people's constitutional rights to be taken away and disregarded. To the point where even petitioning in this state, harassed by police every day.
Yeah, I've had cops in Chicago on the street corner when I was there a few years ago, walk over and go, you can't videotape here. And I said, well, I've got a right to. And he said, listen, I'm not going to tell you again. And I could tell. And I wanted to get on down the road, so I didn't make an issue out of it that time because I had somewhere I had to be. I had to be on a radio show. It was actually Mancow's radio show. But the point was, he looked at me, and it wasn't even like he was a mindless, young cop or something. He was like, looked like he was 45. I could tell he was going to beat my head in. I went, really? I went, well, you got to live in this country too, bud. And I just put it down and started walking off. I was just getting shots of buildings and stuff. And he walked over and went, turn that off. And I went, why? And he goes, look, I just told you to, buddy. And don't turn it on again. And I could tell he was going to beat my head in. He was going to assault me as a criminal. I just went, man, I said, you got to live in this country too. And he acted like, yeah, okay, fine. And can you imagine a nation run by people like that?
It's crazy. The police officer.
The point was, I could tell he meant it. I could tell he meant it. I was going to be eating concrete. I mean, what a screwed up person. Does he want to live in a country like that? Don't they get when they do something to us, they do it to themselves? Don't they understand that?
I don't think they care. The police officer I talked to today, I've been standing in front of a post office on the city sidewalk where I'm well within my First Amendment right to petition. They've approached me 3 times in the last 2 days to check my ID, to make sure I don't have warrants, ask me what I'm petitioning for, why I'm here, if I'm paid or if I'm a volunteer. And the guy earlier I talked to this morning that approached me, the officer, he told me that, he said, look, I don't care if it's within your rights or not. He said, I'll arrest you and throw you in jail and you'll sit there tonight. Tomorrow the judge can decide if I'm wrong or not, but it's still going to cost you a day in jail.
See, I didn't even know you called about this. Did we screen your call?
Yes.
Now, we don't screen calls. What do you call having your call screened?
Well, he asked me what I was calling about.
Oh, yeah, if you volunteer that, you can put it on the screen. But screening calls is they don't let you on air. We let you on air.
Oh, yes.
Let me just give you radio lingo. According to radio, you could call it lightly screened, but it's mainly what's your name, where you're calling from, and then if you want to say your issue, we put you on air. Okay, and I guess earlier today I did say it was about Bradley Manning, but nobody called in about what I said, so I guess today we kind of screen calls. The point is, we don't screen calls according to industry standards. Where you call in and they go, okay, well, thank you. We've got enough on that view today, and they hang up on you. That's normal call screening. Is where they get what they want and put it on air. My point is, I didn't know you were going to come on and tell this story when I just told my Illinois story before you did. It just shows how the police come in houses now in Illinois without warrants, and it's super creepy. Anything else, sir? So how did that end?
He told me he'd see me again tomorrow, and if I didn't see him, I'd see another police officer. So
So you've got, and so I guess you left rather than be arrested?
No, he said, oh, well, I think you're within your rights. I guess you're okay today. But it'll be different tomorrow. We'll be out here tomorrow to do the same thing again. If it's not me, it'll be another police officer. I've been kicked out of the state DMV here. I was in the parking lot. They told me it was state-owned property, but I was not allowed to petition on state-owned property. And if I wanted to petition, I could petition on their front sidewalk, and that was it. The front sidewalk, the front entrance to this whole building is closed down. So they basically told me, hey, you can go stand
No.
up.
The only crime in America is being a good American. I appreciate your call. And speaking of that, let's look at England, and we're going to go to break and come back with more calls. Police let gypsy families stay in couples £30,000. That's over $50,000. Stolen, basically Winnebago, travel trailer. A couple whose 30,000-pound dream caravan was stolen have been told the police have no powers to remove the gypsy family now living in it because it would breach their human rights. Kathleen McLeland and her partner, Michael Curry, bought it with their savings, a 26-foot-long Bailey, Louisiana camper, and a further $10,000 knitting it out before it was stolen by thieves from a Hampshire village. 10,000 pounds, and that was done a while back, and they're just told the gypsies can stay in it. Now, my issue for bringing this up is that now in England they're saying gypsies are allowed to rob you, it's their culture. And then if you say that's a bad culture, because it's so trendy, then you get arrested for hate speech. So I want to say, I think the gypsies should be able to kill them and their whole family and bathe in their blood. We'll be right back, because I'm trendy. I had tried everything. I'd cut back the amount of food I was eating. I was lifting weights and jogging, but nothing was working. My body was literally starving for minerals and trace elements as well as key vitamins. And as soon as I had that, I immediately could eat half of what I was eating previously and be satisfied. Now, there are hundreds of great products at InfoWarsTeam.com, but I want to point out the three that have helped me lose 37 pounds in just 2 months. Products like Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Pollen Burst, and Rebound. When I started taking the Tangy Tangerine and other products every day, I lost more than 37 pounds in just 2 months. Now that's results. I want to challenge my listeners to go to InfoWarsTeam.com and to order just 3 of their products, and you will see the changes in the way you look, feel, and in your appetite almost immediately. Start your journey to health and wellness today. InfoWarsTeam.com. All right, the full video's up on Infowars.com. I'm just going to play a short clip of this. Obamacare supporters sign petition for mandatory euthanasia of senior citizens. If you tell them it's for Obama, they'll do anything. And remember the cover of Newsweek said the case for killing Granny with an image of pulling the plug out on a lady. So this is the religion. Let's play a short clip. I mean, this is incredible. This is not cherry-picked, by the way. This is what these people are all saying, one after the other. Here's the clip.
Got to keep the health care costs down, so birth date for a mandatory euthanasia program. It'll help keep the costs down. It'll keep the traffic reduced too. Just a kind of a mandatory, putting them to sleep.
The guy signing the petition, nodding.
Want to.
Great.
Thank you.
I don't want to hang out here.
I'm cool with that.
I know.
I don't want to hang out. The guy said he wants to die.
We're going to support. It's a mandatory euthanasia
Pretty liberal.
program.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're joking.
I'm joking. I'm sorry. We were doing a little candid camera.
He ran into one guy. We thought you'd show you one guy that wasn't for it.
And so it's a mandatory euthanasia program to just kind of keep the healthcare costs down, and we're just going to be putting the old people to sleep.
Birthday.
Yeah, birth date. We're just going to be putting the old people to sleep.
All right, that's enough. This needs to go viral. I'm going to tweet the article out during the next break at Real Alex Jones. Please retweet it, folks. Jim in Illinois, you're on the air, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, Alex. Anyway, as far as Manning and Snowden, I'd say their action is as constitutional patriots.
Absolutely.
Also, last week there was the vote in the House in Washington for the refunding of or the continued funding of NDAA. I called both my congressperson, Sherry Bustos, that's the 17th district.
You called your Congress critter, sir, is the proper name for them.
call them whatever you want. But I do these things, and I also called Aaron Schock, 18th Congressional District. He's not mine, but he's a Republican. What I found interesting was when I checked, neither one of them voted on that refunding or reauthorization. And I do these things because we have to continue to build a case against these criminals, and they are criminals, and I have no doubt about it.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. You need to get them all on record. I'm glad the House voted to keep illegal spying going. I'm glad we know on record who supports those crimes.
You know, yeah, on record, there are those who voted against it and those who voted for it, and these two that I just mentioned didn't even show up. They didn't even suit up or show up for the game.
So you wanted to find out if they supported it or not?
No, they didn't vote.
No, I understand. So you wanted to get where they stood.
Yeah, oh yeah, but, you know, of course, they denied me that. Anyway, I also, you know, when it gets down to this, we have to stay on top of this, and I'm glad you synthesized just all the information. I mean, because it is almost overwhelming to see what the CFR, the Trilateralists, the Federal Reserve, and
oh yeah, no, I mean, it's meant to be overpowering. Listen, brother, great points. God bless you. I'm going to keep jamming some in here real fast. Sean in Tennessee, you're on the air. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I just want to let you know Hitler was in Chattanooga today. Well, you know who I mean. The devil himself, speaking of the devil.
Yes.
Obama.
And what was your lordship, our Peace Prize winner doing?
Well, he was giving one of his usual phony baloney speeches over near, I don't guess you're familiar with the area here in Chattanooga at all, but kind of over close to the shopping area, the mall, whatever. And it is at a bookstore, Amazon or something. And, you know, giving his speech about the economy and stuff of how he can help jobs grow here in Chattanooga and all this.
Oh, yeah, I love that. When he's done everything he can publicly to shut the economy off, he's going to give you a job. And imagine a country where you tune in and it's all about how the government's going to do. Free countries aren't like that. North Korea's like that. Our whole life forced to focus on these disgusting weenies on their red carpets. And what about Wienergate? We've got another article going up, the 20 top wiener jokes. You know, I mean, it's no ending to, like, the joke scum that rules over us, brother.
Well, you know, they're Obama worshipers. That's pretty much all there is to it here, you know. And I'm surprised. I would guess the silent majority, I don't know where they were. I know they can't stand Obama.
Well, look, they're all in their churches telling them stand down and do nothing. God bless you. Look, the good news, people are waking up. It's just now we got to take action. Ask yourselves, what are you doing in this time of great challenge? What are you doing to unlock minds?